guys.
All right, let's go. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary, this is Fade In with Michael Keneal. I am your host, Michael Keneal. Fade In, this is our very first show, so if you're listening right now, thank you so much for tuning in. Hi, everyone. This show, so just so everyone understands, basically, I sit down with local Miami artists, and we discuss things that have inspired them. This can be anything, range from films, poetry, literature, comic books. It's probably going to be a lot of video games. But just shit like that. Sit down with all different kinds of people. But first, let me introduce everyone in the room so no one freaks out. There's no audible jump scares. Here with me, I have my co-producer and longtime good friend, Christian Canete. Say hi, everyone.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Yeah, there you go. I said say hi to everyone like I was talking to. Christian's going to help me here. We've known each other for a long time. We bonded over a very toxic work environment, right?
As most people do in the Miami area, I feel.
Yeah, once you make friends in like a toxic environment, that's when you have those friends for life. But on to my guest today. He is a very funny comedian, a wonderful producer. He helps put shows together for a national brand. You may have heard of it, Don't Tell Comedy. He's also a fellow dunce. Please put your hands together for Thomas Wesley Chamberlain.
Woo!
Hey,
May I add, quite handsome as well.
Oh, I was going to say, that's all my credit, so I'm single. I have nothing else to add.
I had to fill up a whole space with your whole page with your credits, so I just put a lot of space in big font. You know, just,
Nice.
Yeah. How are you doing today, Tom?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to be here. Just taking the piss with you.
Yeah, man. Let's take the piss together. We're gonna cross the streams.
Oh, hell yeah.
So for today's episode, I basically asked Tom to select two films. Not necessarily your favorites, or maybe they are your favorites of all time, but I'm like, just pick two films that have either inspired you, have stuck with you, you watch them for comfort watching. I don't know. I'm like, give me two films to talk about. And he selected...
I did The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox.
Classic.
I thought so. And Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with RDJ and Val Kilmer.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Before we get into the movies, I actually just wanted to kind of get into introductions in case someone is listening that isn't our parents and friends, that so they know who you are. Tom, you're a stand-up comedian. How about you tell me what got you into stand-up comedy? Like initially.
Probably, I think like most people, trauma.
yeah. Yeah, same.
No, but I've always been, I don't know, I think I've always been better at being funny and than anything else.
Okay, yeah.
And I think people have told me that.
Hey, you're a really funny guy.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's weird when it comes from a boss.
Right. So for those of you that don't know, Mr. Chamberlain here, he was a teacher for a while, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Florida let me do that.
They let you do anything around here. Okay, so I'm curious. How do you go from being a teacher to being a comedian?
Oh, it's so easy. It's like actually a pipeline, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's either murder or comedy. No, that's kind of where like my professional comedy career started. I was doing stand up. Like if PBS did stand up, it would be me. It would be educational and funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were doing a bit in front of the class to get them
all the time.
because you were a history teacher, right?
I was, yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
What kind of what specific history classes did you teach?
I did a lot of world history, but my last 2 years, was it my last 2 years? I taught like economics. I taught like 12th grade social studies. So it was economics and government. And then I taught a psychology class. I was overworked and underpaid, obviously.
As most Florida
as most teachers are, yeah, absolutely.
I had a quick question. Who has the better hecklers? The schools?
Oh,
or the clubs?
schools. Children are the number one hecklers.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, but, neither did I. I'd be like, hey, don't you think you're kind of being an asshole right now?
Yeah.
That's what I like about, like some of like the older students is that they can be like, you know what, Chamberlain, you're right. I am being an asshole. I didn't have breakfast, and they turned off the power in my house. So it's like, oh, okay. Here's my shirt and my lunch. I don't.
There's a lot of kids like that.
Yeah.
It's so clear that they just kind of project what they have going on at home. I remember I had a kid that a friend of mine, a kid, we were the same age at the time. He reeked of cigarettes all the time, and they were always trying to get him in detention for smoking, but they couldn't catch him.
Damn, bro.
And he had to just finally say one day, like, no, everyone in my house smokes cigarettes. I smell like cigarettes.
Right.
Yeah. That's not funny. Let's move on to something funny.
I'm not a bad guy. My family is.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of something that I'm going to ask everybody, or at least I'm going to probably figure out how to phrase the question better as we go on. But I think a lot of people, like, they are inspired to create art in general, whether it's film or writing or whatever the hell it is. But I think a lot of people have, like, that fear of initially getting it started, or at least convincing themselves that they're capable of that. And I want to know, because I've had my experience with that, absolutely, but I wanted to know what internally happened with you where you were just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to do this, you know?
I mean, I think it was probably the pandemic as kind of like a umbrella. Yeah, the pandemic. I think for a lot of people doing whatever they're doing now, I think the pandemic and a bad relationship will kind of be like, hey, you don't have to do these things.
Right.
You know, like you don't have to be in a bad relationship. You don't have to be at a bad job. Like we're all dying. You should do what makes you happy, even if you have to like struggle a little bit doing it. I think.
Tom, we've talked about this, but I'm about to give you some more lore here from me. Tom and I grew up in the same neighborhood, right? Shout out to Cutler Ridge, Cutler Bay,
Ridge Rats.
Ridge Rats. Yeah, there you go. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We are the same age. We both do comedy, right? And we've had this similar life, but we only met a couple, like, when we both started comedy, right?
Yeah, 3 years ago or something.
What launched the catalyst, I think, or the thing that launched me into getting into stand-up comedy, or at least applying myself, because I've always been, like, writing and stuff like that since I was a kid, was also the pandemic and a bad relationship. And me saying to myself, like, if I don't do this now, I'm gonna die. Like, not like
your soul.
Exactly.
Right.
Like what's the quote? A man dies when he's 35, but he's buried when he's 75, or something like that. I don't know. This isn't like an intellectual podcast. We're not gonna look that up.
Trying to stray away from the Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, we're admitting that we don't know what we're talking about on this show.
So next topic: raw meat. How much of it can we eat?
And put in your ass. I mean, eats. That's how these shows go. All right, we're 5 minutes in. We've already insulted the biggest podcast in the world. Let's go.
Nice.
That's what we're gonna do.
Coming for the king.
Okay, so I want to talk about the first time you've done an open mic, or at least, yeah. How did you feel first time getting up on stage and, like, basically saying the words that you've written in private to an entire room of strangers?
Oh, absolutely mortified.
Yeah,
Absolutely mortified.
yeah.
And that feeling still exists today. You know, it
Yeah.
existed. The last time I was up was Friday night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took Saturday off to be delinquents and
Yeah.
go see movies.
Which we'll get into.
Yeah.
We'll get into. I do you remember where your first open mic was?
It had to be at Villain.
Yeah.
It had to be at Villain Theater.
So
I was probably scared to go anywhere else.
The first time I did stand up comedy for like 8 months in 2012, and I was an open micer and I had no discipline. I didn't have a plan. I was just like, I'm gonna do this, you know, and I didn't.
You had a plan the second time around?
Well, barely. I had an idea,
Right.
a bullet point, one bullet point.
We have the concepts of a plan.
Yeah. And my first open mic, after 10 years of not doing it, was also at Villain Theater, and you were the host of that open mic.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so I'd already come along a little bit.
I mean, you had been hosting. I had seen you perform a couple times, but yeah, you had been hosting already.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't remember. I think you were ahead of me by a few months or 6 mons or 8 months. I don't know how long.
Like that.
But yeah, it was. I bombed, as I'm sure you did as well.
Oh, yeah, probably that night
Yeah.
as the host.
Nah, I don't think you bombed that night. I don't know. Maybe it was one of those things where I just didn't have like Like it just wasn't like for me. I was just kind of like, he's funny. I like it, you know. But yeah, I remember that night I told a joke that I've never told ever again because it was literally my first set back, and I'm not gonna repeat it right now, so don't ask me.
Right.
But it was just it was just an embarrassing joke, and I learned that night that like even if you've written something you think it's funny, until you've said it out loud and you hear it back, that's when you know it connects or not. And I learned that lesson that night. Do you remember your first good joke that you wrote that you're like, all right?
I think probably it didn't happen right away. I think it was maybe after, like, well after I had my first like solid 5, and I was using that around, and I developed it to like a 7.
Yeah.
So after I had like a solid 7, I did write a joke that I still, sometimes I sneak in there, and it's the BBC Queen.
I love that joke.
I'm so
you did
proud
that
of
joke the first time I did my open mic because I remember
I?
because I had a joke about the Queen too,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, he's stepping on my toes.
You gotta be quick.
I'm the only one that has jokes about the Queen dying. But that's fun, man. That's good.
Yeah, I'm real proud of that joke.
Yeah, it's a great joke. I've used it for a reel once that we were.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
I put you on
yeah,
because it's
for
a
the show.
fucking
Yeah.
it's a great show, or a great joke. All right, man. I think that's cool. I think we're gonna move on to the movies right now.
Oh yeah.
So some heads up here, some heads ups. I thought I had seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, so I was like,
Okay.
oh, I'll rewatch it. And I got 10 minutes in, I'm like, I've never fucking seen this movie. I've never fucking seen this movie.
The setup, because like I'm a fucking comic, Jesus. The punch of the movie is
Yeah.
like the latter 2/3, and it's very not different, but the setup is all these different little parts, I think, that lead up to a much bigger chunk. So it's like an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's like the latter half of the episode is not where you think based on the first half of the episode where it's going.
Right, yeah, or like Seinfeld, or one of those things. Yeah, I was watching it, and I was like, okay, this is definitely like some neo noir type thing, but with like comedy, right?
Yeah.
And
Like quick comedy.
I mean, really fast. Like no one in the world like all talks that way to each other.
It's like an episode of Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, I was gonna say Angel or Buffy, but yeah,
no, yeah, Angel or Buffy.
yeah.
Who watches Gilmore Girls here?
I like my women killing vampires. That's what I like. But yeah, it's like that. Everyone's super quippy. I wrote down one of my favorite lines from the movie. The moment it was said, Val Kilmer, who's absolutely fucking awesome in that movie. He's so good.
Yeah.
It sucks that like it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, he wasn't just a mediocre Batman. He was like sincerely good or a closeted homosexual in Top Gun.
Yeah.
You know, like he was a really good actor.
I slept on Val Kilmer for a long time. Like I've enjoyed his movies, but I never like really appreciated him as an actor. I think until Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, he's great. Where he plays an open homosexual
Right.
man in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
And like a very sarcastic mean one, which
Which are the best kind of
Yeah,
people to be
let's-
around.
He's also very good in Heat, to give him credit.
Oh, yeah,
that's
of
a-
course.
Everybody forgets,
Yeah.
because obviously Robert De Niro, these guys like kill
Yeah.
it, but he gets betrayed, and he does it all for love in that movie.
It's a great movie.
That's right. Spoilers for Heat
Well,
1995.
if you haven't seen that movie, come on, man, I'm sorry.
You're on the
I-
wrong pod.
Heat is great because he's like a scary person in that movie. But anyway, he has my favorite line in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's my $2,000 ceramic Vector. My mother got me as a special gift. He threw it in the lake, and he's referring to like the world's tiniest
Little
gun,
pistol.
little tiny pistol. And it was just kind of like I like how even his gun is gay. Like
Yeah.
he's got his own little gay gun. Like I love it. It's wonderful. And then
It's the Bang Bang.
and then it's the gun that he uses at the end to save his ass. Yeah, it's like Shane Black, right, was the writer and director, I believe, of that film. And he's famous, of course, for saying all the big pussy jokes in the Predator movie. That's all we know of Shane Black. He's got a lot of movies that are kind of the same like flavor. What was the one with was it Ryan Gosling and I probably should have looked this up, but there's one with Ryan Gosling and I think
The
Russell,
Nice Guys.
The Nice. I was gonna say the
Yes.
other guys, but I know that's not the
no,
one.
that's a different buddy cop.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is great. It kind of reminded me of like these. It's like this big mystery, but you're having fun the whole way, kind of like The Big Lebowski,
Yeah.
right?
I love that feeling.
Right. So why Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? What made you pick that?
Well, I love noir, neo noir, like detective stuff. You know, like the grittier, like the just like all the streets are always wet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
the lights are. I just love that vibe. And I love comedy always, and I feel like the best kind of comedy is. Yeah, I love like slapstick, you know, like
Sure.
your Naked Guns. I love that, but I love also like a Peter Sellers style comedy, which is like they're actually not funny people, but the things they say and do are funny.
Right.
And I
They
just
play a
love
little
that
straight.
back and forth between the characters.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and as I was watching, I'm like, okay, like what's Thomas Chamberlain about this movie? Like, what about this movie is Thomas Chamberlain? And I once I saw he was like a musician, a magician, right? Turned into this like criminal guy, and he's kind of like a bad criminal too. He's trying to pick up what is it, like toys? He robs like a
Yeah,
Christmas.
they're robbing like a toy store.
I got it
like
right
an
here.
FAO Schwartz or something like that.
Yeah, Protocop is the product that he's eyeballing.
Oh, that's right.
It's Protocop, right? And if there's some world building in this because the femme, she's not the femme fatale, I guess she's the damsel in distress. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the tropes for noir. She's like watching one of those reruns when the guy in the Protocop like outfit, when they introduce her character, he comes in and he's dressed like that, and it's like within a span of like 10 seconds they've established that there used to be a TV show called Protocop. The actor, like his career peaked, and then now he's drunk and walking around in his old costume from the show, and he's like breaking into people's houses, and it's like that's not necessary, but it's there. It's there, and we're gonna use that to
Right.
introduce one of our main characters.
It's a layer of the onion.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just those little throwaway facts. I think are just so fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a big playful film. All right, is there anything about this film that like kind of would you think that has like directly inspired you to do comedy? Is it like the fast talking or anything like that? Is it?
I mean, I've always enjoyed like fast talking comedy. You
Yeah.
know, stuff that like sometimes it doesn't for me. You know, as a slow guy,
Okay.
sometimes it may not hit right away or like a delayed
Yeah.
effect. I love that. I find because with movies, I've watched so much of them that I feel like you kind of like like a beat in a song, you can guess the next melody before you hear it.
The cadence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like movies are that way. Not in a negative. I'm not saying that negatively. I just watch a lot of movies, and it's just I don't know. It's kind of mysteries are inherently you don't know the ending.
If it feels like movies like that, or at least if they're comedy written that way, it always feels like it's smart, like it's like smart
Yes.
comedy,
Uh,
right? But literally in the film, there's a porn version of the Lord of the Rings called Lord of the Cock Rings,
Right.
and they're like, we're not scared to throw in Lord of the Cock Rings.
Why?
It's a
Why
great
would you
name.
be?
It's a great name.
It's a good. They're not overthinking it,
No.
No,
you know.
you need it to fit on a shirt.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It needs to keep those like letters that are like somewhat familiar. Yeah. It was. I do like. I haven't seen a lot of Shane Black movies. For whatever reason I just haven't. He's like one of those guys that there's always a movie out there with him that everybody goes and flocks to see, and I just don't check it out. So I'm glad actually you recommended this one because again, this came out 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am curious of one thing. Do you think there are any like books or anything you read that might have also piqued your interest prior to seeing this movie that maybe got you more into like mystery noir or certain kind of witty comedy, maybe even?
I never read a lot of mysteries. I read like a lot of fantasy sci-fi stuff
Right.
growing up, or like comic books when I was much younger. My mom did read a lot, like not Patrick Stewart. Jesus, we were talking about
We were
We
just
were,
talking
we
about Star
were.
Trek.
Stuart Woods and like Tom Clancy.
Okay.
Okay.
She read like a lot of thrillers, political thrillers, and man, there's this one.
The Patterson guy?
James Patterson.
James Patterson, there you go.
There's
The big
another.
nerd
I
in
can't
this.
remember which one of them, but he does a lot of like detective stuff in South Florida.
Oh,
Oh.
Carl Hazing.
Something like
That doesn't
that
sound
guy?
familiar. I don't know, but
No,
I
know the
just
popular was Alex Cross, but that wasn't down here. I don't know.
no. That's a character, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what's his name? Played him recently.
Oh, I can't remember the. It was great. We did see it.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It's
the
good. Finally.
I
No,
was.
Morgan Freeman has played this character before, and
He
like
has.
Along Came a Spider or something like
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
yes.
That's like the first.
I mean, yeah, so this makes sense, especially if your mom was reading stuff like that. Because in the '90s, thrillers and like political thrillers and like sexy thrillers were like big back then. Because I remember I watched a lot of movies growing up. I was one of those kids that my parents just let me watch like anything, and yeah, I watched a lot of stuff like that. Like the Tom Clancy was huge in the '90s. Along Came a Spider.
man.
That was a big one.
I still love those movies.
I haven't seen that one in a while. I should check that one out.
Every Jack Ryan movie.
Oh, we were just,
we were just
talking
talking
about
about
that.
that.
Yeah. I
Also,
They
real
rip.
quick, Aldous Hodge, he recently played Alex Cross. It's in a Amazon, I believe,
Yes,
series.
that's the show I'm talking about.
He did
That's
good.
Actually, pretty good.
Who's that guy? This is
He's
Aldous
in a
Hodge.
really bad show called Leverage.
Oh,
You know
okay,
that,
yes. All right, yeah.
He recently played Alex Cross. He did a great job. I
He
feel,
did a
anyway.
phenomenal job,
I need to
especially
check that
'cause
out.
the last time I saw him was in that really bad show Leverage. It's either Leverage or The Librarians or something.
Yeah, it was one of those heist shows. It was like on TNT.
Right.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just a really big budget C-list show.
Oh. Prison Break.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
shit. That was definitely a genre or a thing to be into during that time. I remember I had a friend. He's probably maybe a year older than me or something. He started reading Tom Clancy books when he was like 7,
Damn.
and I'm like, right? Yeah, I almost
real
didn't.
sad, real early.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was like at 7, I think I still had a favorite Ninja Turtle. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't.
I had like a Ninja Turtle cake probably
Right,
at
yeah,
7
yeah.
still.
I wasn't worrying about the Russians or whatever the
No.
fuck.
Not
is
yet.
going- No,
I was
not
worried
yet.
about the Foot Clan.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. There's plenty of time to worry about the Russians later, especially later on in life. But yeah, man, those thrillers and that neo noir stuff is
Yeah.
is
I also like I know because you said pick any 2 movies. So
Yeah.
I'll say that these are not like by any means my favorite movies. I
Right.
just think that they're good movies. But I remember seeing Chinatown at a really probably too young.
right. Yeah, it's an
Um,
intense movie.
And I love that movie, and I love Jack Nicholson. And
Yeah.
like every little detective, I try and incorporate his character into like little tricks that Hashmodius does in Dunces, and I fail miserably. But I love anything that has like a mystery, that has like a brooding character.
Yeah,
Because I don't know, it just seems it's almost like fantasy to me.
yeah.
Because that's a lot of what I read, and I think those like neo noirs are kind of like fantasy or
Right.
like at least sci-fi.
You said you read comic books, so I'm just gonna go ahead and assume with what we're talking about, you read Batman, right? Because
Yeah.
Batman is just essential, or the animated series as
Was
kids,
it the world's greatest detective?
the world's greatest
Yes,
detective.
correct.
Yeah, yeah.
I had his bed sheets.
I think we all did.
He was keeping. I had the Red Ranger for a while. I pissed him 4 times growing up, but we
Yeah.
won't
He
talk about
enjoyed
that.
it though.
Yeah, he's
Maybe.
into that stuff.
Maybe.
So
Oh, I have a Red Ranger story that I don't know if I. You know what? I'm gonna fucking say it,
When are you gonna talk about Red Ranger
dude.
again?
So the second Red Ranger, what was his name? Rocky, right?
Yeah.
He slid into my DMs, the actor, one time. Not even kidding. Do you remember this? No, maybe.
No, you told me.
I told you. This was last year at SuperCon. Last year SuperCon where we performed.
Oh, okay.
He's like, hey man, what's up? I met you, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like what? And I thought for a second, and all right, we're just name drop people, but I thought for a second he got me confused with Raul, who also puts on comedy. He's another big bald bearded guy,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, no, I think you're thinking of this guy. And he's like, no. And I was just kind of like, oh no, we didn't. I didn't know what was happening. I panicked. I was just like, okay. So anyway, I follow the Red Ranger. He follows me on Instagram, and that's probably the peak of my celebrity interaction ever. But that was fun. that was a weird. I didn't know what was happening.
I told
That's an
Mike you
Everest
don't.
right there.
It was his in to the the autograph scene. You've been making rounds signing the guy who climbed Rocky Mountain.
Probably, yeah. Probably. Also, I'm sure I look like a lot of his male fan base, just like a big bald guy with a
Father issues.
yeah,
Big bald guys didn't get hugged enough as kids.
Right.
completely. That's great. I think maybe the noir stuff and the literature. What were like some of the first books you got into when you were a kid?
Oh man, I'm trying to think of. I read a lot of what were they called? Like Far Side of the Mountain. That was like some of the earliest books I remember reading. It was about a kid that like he doesn't run away from home,
Yeah.
But he kind of just like, Mom, Dad, I'm leaving. He's like 13 years old, and he goes to live in the Catskill Mountains, and he learns like outdoor skill. He carves a home out of like a hollowed out tree. He captures a falcon that he like
Befriends?
yeah, and it
Wow.
becomes like they live for each other.
That's
And
fucking that's
dude.
great.
In the second book, his sister, it's like he's at college and his sister goes to visit him, and they stay in this like that same like hollowed out tree. Dude, I loved those books.
I gotta look this up. You're not familiar with it? Chris
I-
is a big book guy or literature guy.
I haven't read that. It reminds me when I was a kid. I read. I think it was called The Hatchet.
I was thinking
It
about
was the
that
kid-
as you were saying
That's
it.
what I was like. Reminded. It's a kid who goes down on a plane that's like he's flying home and he falls in like Canadian wilderness and all that he able to like salvage is like a hatchet and he survives.
the
all you
pilot
need.
because I read the short story in school and I had to hunt it down later. But the pilot, I remember it was saying that the pilot next to him that was flying him around started passing gas and had chest pains. And I'm like, this is weirdly. And then that's when I learned that's a fucking heart attack.
That's when you're having a heart attack.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
wow.
yeah, but
The writer was oddly specific with that one.
yeah, I was like, did this happen to him?
It did, obviously.
He didn't research that. He went through it.
And it's like, what happens before a heart? You just fart and you hold your chest. I don't know.
My dad wouldn't stop farting.
Were you big into like reading?
As a kid, yes. I read Lord of the Rings.
Really?
I think I read all four. Like I read The Hobbit and the trilogy in one summer, and it was one of those things where like I couldn't put it down. Like I got yelled at
Oh, really?
at night because I should have been asleep.
Yeah.
And I would be under my cover like those fucking commercials. I'd be like reading with a light, and my dad would be like, "It's 11:30. You gotta go to bed now." And I couldn't put it down.
I've had that. Not with Lord of the Rings. I've tried reading Lord of the Rings so many times. The moment they get into a poem or a song or some shit, I'm like,
Oh no, I was dude, and when they would like there'd be like a separation in pages.
Yeah.
And I knew I was like, oh, we're gonna have a map. I know it, and it's gonna fold out, and I'm gonna stare at it for 45 minutes, and be like, we started here, and then we went all the way down, and we had second breakfast over here.
Second breakfast.
I did get into. I read The Hobbit when I was younger. I think a lot of people did. I didn't read. I've tried to read Lord of the Rings, but I couldn't get into it. But I do like the movies because I'm just a big
Sure.
dumb person. Yeah,
same.
like, and the video games. Yeah. But I really like the Silmarillion. Did you ever read that?
No, that's no.
No.
It's like an encyclopedia.
Well, it's kind of like I grew up in like a Catholic household, right?
Uh-huh.
So there was the Bible. I had a relationship with the Bible, and it reads like Genesis and Exodus, like the first two books of the Bible, right? But it's all fucking Melkor and the Silmarils and the elves, and I don't know. There was something about that like I just really liked. I liked that it was, and it had a bunch of little stories, kind of like Old Testament and New Testament stuff, but. I really like the Silmarillion because it's great if you have ADD. It's,
Right.
Yeah. It's just like now we're gonna tell this story.
Yeah.
Um,
all the side quests are
Right.
yeah. I get that. It's a lot. And I understand it's a lot of world building.
Yeah.
From my understanding. Which I think is really dope. And I also think it's cool that it's kind of like a reminder for the four books or like the trilogy and the Hobbit
Mhm.
that like this is not written by a human being. This is written by a hobbit and translated by a human. That's how Tolkien wrote it.
right.
Like
right.
he is translating some other lost species like encounters.
Like yeah. Like
And
there
that's
and back
the-
again or whatever it's called.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's almost like this is not mine. This is just like it's a translation, and I think that's so cool.
It being removed like that, a couple times removed, I've always loved that because I'm a big H.P. Lovecraft fan, right?
Yeah.
And Lovecraft does that all the time, where it's like a journal. You're reading a journal entry from a reporter who got the story from the person who experienced it. So it's like you're reading like a lost journal entry. That's what it is. It's like a character walks into a cabin, finds this journal that was written by a reporter who interviewed the person that this happened to. And when you get that much separation, it kind of gives it this like larger than what it is, like legend. I don't know, like myth like type
Mythos.
of yeah.
Well, one of the things I like H.P. Lovecraft and his friends purposely did with the Cthulhu mythos,
Mhm.
they would put it into different stories they wrote purposely to have people be like, "Oh, this must be like a real thing."
Yeah.
And it was like, "Nah, they just made it." But they were like, "This is how we fool people." And be like, "Look,
Yeah.
everybody else is talking about this weird thing."
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next film. We barely talked about because that's fine. I'm enjoying this conversation. The Frighteners. Okay, so I saw The Frighteners in '96 when my dad rented it from fucking Hollywood Video Store, and I know
Nice.
you know which one I'm talking about, the one on Old Cutler Road.
Yes, absolutely.
That was owned by a Marine.
It's a very specific memory.
Because I remember, like, he was this older guy, and he would jog up and down Old Cutler Road, and he was in great shape for, like, an older guy, and he was just, like, every morning you get up and you go for your run, you know? And he was a nice guy, though. I don't know.
Coggins or something.
He was a nice guy, and he owned that shop. And anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, we saw Frighteners, and I absolutely loved it as a kid, and I had not seen it since 1996, dude.
It still holds up. It's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Oh, so you're familiar with
Yeah,
it, right?
I love that movie. It's
Right.
one of my favorite movies.
So why the Frighteners, man?
I mean, and I guess it's probably going back to Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
It's a Peter Jackson movie, and I think back then he just had like a particular style
Yeah.
that I really enjoy. Like I remember being a big fan of. I think it was like one of his first movies. That like
Dead Alive.
I think Dead Alive.
Yeah.
Where I think it's in New Zealand. It's like filmed there.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's almost like a Sam Raimi kind of like practical effects, but it's kind of goofy. And I felt like as a kid, it was like, okay, I feel safe to be afraid of this because it's also kind of like slapsticky.
Yeah.
And it like this movie has that, and it's starring Michael J. Fox also, which I think is like he's like it can never be too scary of a situation when Michael J. Fox is there,
Right.
you
Because
know?
he's America's sweetheart.
Yeah,
you know,
and he's just like instant comic relief. That's not a dig at his. We're not even gonna go in there. No, why say that when it's not that? You know.
I agree with what he's saying. It's true. Michael J. Fox has that ability to change the tone of anything, like whatever manner he wants. Which I think he is an underrated actor, and not to his fault. He obviously, for what we won't talk about,
Yes.
couldn't continue making movies, and I think that's just why like people, let's say like Rick Moranis, yeah. It's like people
Right.
feel like these guys are good, they're funny. Been a
Yeah.
lot of really, really good stuff and played great characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of their stuff is imprinted in people of our generation's minds.
Yeah, definitely
100%. It's all there. I think what I like about when I started watching, because I'd forgotten the movie completely. I remembered the basic premise, and I remembered some of the iconic scenes, like Jeremy Combs getting his head blown off,
Yeah.
and then it's like his ghost head is there, like that.
Jeffrey Combs
Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh,
he's from Star
Star
Trek.
Trek. I know.
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring up that. I was like, have you seen fucking Deep Space Nine when he plays?
God, dude, he plays everyone.
He does. He plays
plays
multiple
everyone.
people in that.
Yeah, and he does a phenomenal job at each of them.
He's my favorite fucking person in the Frighteners. He plays a FBI agent who works the paranormal division or branch of the FBI, and he's just like the weirdest, unhinged.
Yeah,
like
he's probably one of the most unsettling things in that movie.
yeah.
Because it's like a little mixture of the Nazi guy from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
And what's that guy? He looks like Crispin Glover, but he's not Crispin Glover. I'm trying to think of where I've seen him in.
I was gonna say Crispin Glover in like Charlie's Angels.
Yes, but there's like another one. Let's just call it Crispin Glover.
All right.
Let's just do that. Yeah, it's kind of like a mixture of those two identities into one, and it's way creepier.
Yeah, especially since like his trauma or something that triggers him is like women screaming, right? Like specifically women screaming. I'm like, all right, what's happening here? And him just like, oh man, he's just like the worst FBI agent in the world because he's just putting people in harm's way. He's not even like hiding behind any rules. One of my favorite things in that movie, or that I noticed, was that the sheriff, the cop, right, who plays cops in like every movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's Peter Dobson.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, he's like the most like soft hands like cop ever. He's like, come on, you wouldn't do that. And then he brings in this crazy FBI Nazi agent, right? He's like, hey, give me a break. And it's just like, people are dying.
Right.
There's supernatural things happening. And this guy's very
Listen, Chief Wiggum,
yeah.
you gotta do your job, dude.
Yeah. This guy's like, I got a week left in this fucking career.
Listen,
and
you know how many people he's seen with numbers carved on his forehead? It's not a big deal.
that's creepy, dude. The number of things on your head is so fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love that element to it.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I want to say real quick. Jeffrey Combs, I'm a big fan of his because he's the professor from The Reanimator.
Yeah, that's right. He was in Reanimator
He was in all of them.
and
He
From
was-
Beyond, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Lynch?
Have you? No, that's Oh man, I should know this. No, it's not Lynch. I
No.
think it's
Fuck.
Fuck.
Reanimator?
It's
No,
yeah,
No, it's
It's for the tip of my tongue.
it's a long name.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Reanimator or From Beyond? Any of those? Like Love?
Reanimator, yes, a long time ago, and I didn't really understand what was going on.
I don't think he.
So Reanimator is based off of like H.P. Lovecraft's
Right.
like stories. The director was Stuart Gordon,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was written by Dennis Paoli
Okay.
I was
with
wrong.
William Norris and Stuart Gordon.
Reanimator's dope, but I think, which is my personal preference, I really like From Beyond, which is just like an absolutely insane
Yeah,
movie.
From Beyond is like psychologically creepy as it is visually creepy.
Yeah.
So like when you see, I saw it at movie theater young, and I'm like, whatever, watch movie. And I was like,
That got a theatrical release?
I don't like this. No, me and my brother went to some weird
Oh, okay.
midnight showing of it in some random ass movie theater, and I was like, I don't even like the way this movie theater looks right now.
But back to so back to the Frighteners, because I know you haven't seen From Beyond. I don't want to get into like, the whole thing. But we should talk about that movie at some point though. But yeah,
Add it to my list.
Sam, yeah, check that one out specifically. That one's fucking wild. Yeah, Sam Raimi like camera like work in this movie. I think they were friends back in the day. I know like Sam Raimi used to be roommates with the Coen brothers,
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Okay.
like and yeah and yeah that so that like it came from all that. But
Him and Jackson are definitely boys.
I mean, you see their style; it's like almost the exact same.
Right, and as they develop, their styles almost like when you think of like King Kong and Spider-Man,
right.
same era, same, I don't know, it's not the same thing. They're very different directors, and they have a little different style, but there's also a lot of similarities, and I think they evolved, keeping those similarities.
I think them not being scared, especially with like something like Lord of the Rings, King Kong, Spider-Man, especially at that time when Spider-Man, it was just like less accepting to see like a big cartoon, like comic book movie in theaters.
Sure,
You
like
had to
live
like
action.
yeah, you had to change it to make it gritty or not gritty, but grounded enough. So we're like, I think the fact that they still kept an element of like playfulness in their camera work and stuff like that, I think to me that's just that's the secret sauce. Like
Yeah.
like don't take yourself so seriously that it feels like a dry piece of toast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's what there's storytelling in every layer. You
Mhm.
know, like there's the actual story, there's how the actors, play out that story, and then there's also the cinematography and the photography of it. Like that also is driving home a point. And I think it's really special when all of those things, kind of converge
Yeah.
into one.
Some of the stuff to highlight basically the point we're making. I wrote like some quotes down here that I like from that movie. Cowboy, not the cowboy, the judge, the guy with the jaw and the guns, judge, right?
Yeah.
He says, "Death ain't no way to make a living," and it's just like lines like that are just like so fucking cheeky and fun. I love that shit. And there's even a moment, I think it's in the same scene where I think it's Michael J. Fox or someone opens up a newspaper to look at the obituary. And it's not labeled obituary; it's labeled deaths. Like it's just very
Right. It's like
Deaths.
very Beetlejuicean,
yeah. Especially fucking Tim Burton. That's exactly what it was.
Like just cutting straight to the gothic aspect of it,
yeah, which I miss. I miss that visual style, man. I feel like everyone else now just goes for like something kind of safe
Right.
or standard.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever they can make with CGI. The one thing I do like, Peter Jackson always has had like that visual acuity,
Mhm.
and I think it's like definitely like Guillermo del Toro has to be like inspired by Peter Jackson
Yeah.
movie, because even like you were saying, like Dead Alive, he made that with his friends in New Zealand. Like it was all practical effects that they did in his backyard, and he was like us three were like, all right, we're gonna make this movie.
Yeah.
And he made it, and people were like, oh, you know what you're doing.
Who did this? Could you look up who did the score for The Frighteners? Because it was jumping out at me the whole fucking movie.
Oh yeah, it was very
Soundtrack.
orchestra.
Film score,
was
Danny Elfman.
I was
baby.
I was
That's
just.
why, yeah. I knew. I was like,
it
I'm pretty sure it's
sounded-
Danny Elfman.
It sounded like Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
So you have Danny Elfman doing the score. You have
Blue Oyster Cult they used for like the intro, outro, I believe.
Oh, that's
Right.
right.
yeah.
Don't fear the Reaper.
They had the writer and director was Peter Jackson. There was another writer, I believe, but
Fran Walsh.
right. But the movie was produced by Robert Zemeckis, and that's just
Yes. Yeah.
that's just like a wonderful little magical pot of things happening, and you throw in Marty McFly as your fucking lead,
Right.
and which by the way I like that they made him kind of a piece of shit in the movie. Like he's kind of a
Yeah.
shitty con man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real like gift or what? I don't know if I forget what they call it in the Stephen King verse.
a shining.
The Shining.
Yeah,
or
the
something?
Shinning.
A
The
shi-
Shinning.
a shi-
Got the shinning.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just uses it for sleazy reasons,
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
think is awesome.
It's very Ghostbuster-esque, you know, like how they're just kind of like business guys that are like, all right, well, I guess we'll catch ghosts now.
And I love he has his two ghost cronies.
Yes.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the best.
Which is 90s black comedy caricature, and who was the other guy? He was like some dorky guy.
Oh yeah, the little nerdy dude.
I didn't even recognize him when they show his real face at the end of the movie. I was like, I don't know who that
looking
guy
at him
is.
now. Jim Fife.
Okay, well,
I've never.
that sounds familiar, yeah, I his friends were very. It felt very comic booky. Like it felt very like
Right.
they're just there. They hide in his trunk, and he parks at people's houses, and he fucks with like he fucks with like their house, and then he just like just charges them $400-500.
Apparently, before Jackson came on, it was supposed to be directed by this other dude, and it was supposed to be a spin-off from like Tales of the Crypt. So that might be why it
Huh.
has like that comic book feel.
Yeah.
Because Tales of the Crypt is old school comic book, like Tales from the Dark Side, or
Like
whatever.
old pulp.
Creep show. And
Yeah.
stuff,
Right.
yeah.
It feels like a Tales of the Crypt story.
Which I love. That's another reason why I like the movie so much. Like aesthetic wise and stuff. That's like right on my. I grew up
Same.
watching that, and I
Yeah.
love Creep Show. And I love all those movies.
Creep Show is so
And
good.
those comic books, my brother had them. I loved reading them. They
Yeah.
look so cool.
I was watching the movie, and my roommate walks in. Shout out to Kelly Blake, funny ass comedian.
Woo!
And she walks out, and she has no idea what the fuck I'm watching. All she sees is this fucking like '90s special effects, right? Of like death, like looking like gooey, fucking weird, like bad CGI,
Right.
and then like
It's
ghosts.
a full screen,
Bull-
also, and
Yeah.
not in widescreen.
Yeah, exactly. The aspect ratio's
Damn,
fucked.
I forget that it's different.
It's two different bad special '90s special effects fighting each other. She's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "I don't even know what to tell you, dude." Or I'll tell you. It's got Marty McFly in it.
1996 classic, The Frighteners, Kelly Blake.
Yeah, fucking get with it. Yeah, it is kind of a wild movie. I will say the one thing about the movie that kind of it was a bit much. I'm willing to buy the damsel in distress like 90s trope where she like falls in love with the guy at the end. They love each other. It's never like, hey, let's hook up. It's always like, no, I love you within the last 92 hours. But with her, he kept the whole movie kept kind of like he's a terrible person,
He's not great.
which was something I liked about him.
Right. Relatable.
And she's by the end of it, she's like, my husband just died, but like, there's something about Michael J. Fox in this oversized jacket and T-shirt.
It's definitely not
I don't
compensating
know,
for
man.
anything.
Yeah, there's just something about him.
Well, you fell for his toxic trait. You said even by the end of the movie, you're
That's
like,
you know what?
I'd marry this. You know what?
I'm
I can change him.
I'm talking
So
shit.
charming.
He's
I'm
so
talking shit, but I'm yeah.
Look at those deep baby blues. I'm just drowning in them.
Yeah. All right, so let's I guess we'll move on to something else. Oh, so some funny not spontaneous, serendipitous thing that happened, I think, was yesterday. I went to the movie theaters I had a rough week. I think everyone has a rough week, right? And I was like, I'm gonna go pretend like it's 2007 and just spend all afternoon at Barnes and Noble at Sunset Place and watch multiple movies.
Jam the AFI.
Yeah. and I was like, and then Tom showed up, right? And we saw 2 movies yesterday.
We did. I haven't done that.
I used to do it all the time.
Right.
I used to do it all the
At
time.
least 15 years. I have not done that.
It's been a while, and we saw Fantastic Four and The Naked Gun, and I mean they were both.
They were, yeah. It was. I'm glad I've been going back to the movies lately because I feel like the movies are worth going to the theater for lately.
Yeah, I mean, I eat up the vibe, the atmosphere of going to, and then also eat a lot of popcorn. And the vibe at the fucking movie theater, I like the whole ritual of it, right? Probably like why I like I like vinyl as well, because there's a ritual of doing something and then having to dedicate. Especially if you're listening like vinyl, you have to be in the room, or else you can't
Right.
go anywhere else. If you're in the movie
Yeah,
theater,
and you can't pick a track.
right, you can't. You gotta let it flow. And in the movie theater, you have to sit in the fucking and stare at this. If you put on a movie at home, you run the risk of kind of getting up,
Oh,
wandering
you're
around.
getting your phone, making a sandwich.
Right. Yeah. Doing stuff like, oh, I'll put up the volume and I'll make a sandwich with the volume really loud in the kitchen
Right.
so I can hear it from the kitchen. But I don't know. I wanted to just like really quick touch on those movies. Which one of the two did you like the most?
I mean, I think they're different movies, but I thought Naked Gun was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
I think if I had to say which one I liked more, I think it would be The Naked Gun. Even though again,
Yeah, they're
they're
different
two
movies.
different films, but yeah, like comedy is just like you very rarely find it in theaters anymore. It's always streaming somewhere, and it seems like just like a half-assed effort is
Yeah.
given to it, or just like someone's idea for a sketch gets turned into a feature length, and it's just like doesn't have a lot of legs to stand on.
Yeah.
And this was just like it was just funny. Yeah, comedy in theaters it needs to happen again.
Yeah, it needs because again, even in the '90s, it was big with a lot of stuff. Because nowadays, what they'll do is, and it's not always bad. Sometimes it's funny, but they'll basically build an entire show around one comedian, and you're like, maybe that's not
The play.
enough. Yeah, that's not the move. Where like the Naked Gun is, and yeah, it's rehashing of something that existed prior, but there's so many visual gags, dialogue, humor. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff where they play things straight and it's funny because they play it straight. They play things goofy and it's funny because it's goofy. And it's one of those things where it's like I feel like I don't know the scientific difference between something like that and Meet the Spartans, which also does like crazy slapstick shit, and how something like that just doesn't connect at all. But then when you see the Naked Gun, it's like this. I don't know. It's like it's hard to not like it, even if the joke didn't land, right? Because it's so
Right. Yeah, that's
silly,
'cause there's
stupid.
another layer going on that
Right.
maybe the writing wasn't telling the story there, but maybe the physical comedy or the comedy in editing the shot was funny. Yeah, if something doesn't hit, another layer will hit with this movie in particular, and for like a good movie,
Right.
it's just something that's telling the story. Or another aspect that's telling the story. And I mean, it was every 20 seconds I was
Nope.
laughing at something.
It was. I mean, it was dense, full of jokes.
Yeah.
And it's like if something didn't hit, don't worry, they'll hit you with three things in the next minute, and like something will hit. You know.
You guys got me excited to see it because I haven't seen it yet.
It's
And the original, that's how it was. It was like machine gun, like they're gonna,
Yeah.
like you were gonna laugh at one of these 3-4 things they showed you in 4 minutes you thought was funny.
Yeah, if you didn't get it, you're not old enough yet.
it's an old man comedy.
We're in our 30s, and we're like, well, maybe when we're 40,
Yeah.
we'll get this one. I don't know.
One of my favorite. This is from the original, but one of my favorite gags from the original was when he's on the rooftop with OJ.
Oh, the gun?
Yes,
God.
isn't that so good? He like
So funny.
he's like, I'll cover you, and he's like shooting them, and then like Drebin is like trying to do, and then every time it cuts back to OJ, he's assembling another piece to his gun. It becomes a rifle, and then
You're like,
eventually,
oh, it's like a like a submachine gun. Oh no, wait, no, it's a rifle. Oh no, wait,
yeah,
it's,
it's like an
bazooka.
anti-aircraft.
Yeah, you're like,
He's
oh.
like on a chair.
it's a turret.
yeah, he's on a chair with a little World War II helmet, like fucking.
The older I got, I also found that funny because imagine what didn't make it. Imagine the stuff they're like, nah, that's too
man.
crazy. We
Yeah.
can't put that on. They're
Yeah.
like, oh God.
Yeah,
Great. Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah. I hope comedy kind of comes back, or at least give me some kind of a reason to watch something like that. I feel like what happened is in like the mid 2000s there was the dissection of comedy in movies, like Funny People and other serious Adam Sandler movies that I can't remember, but
Punch Drunk Love.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't just him, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it
I
wasn't
get what
just
you
him,
mean.
but it was like this is sad comedy,
Yeah.
which I don't have anything against,
No.
right? But when that's kind of all when that's all it is, no. Sometimes I just need Leslie Nielsen ripping off
Yes.
people's arms and hitting them with it.
Do I have to cry first?
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you know, that's like a what was that movie? It was that Taika Waititi movie.
Oh,
Something of the Outlands or something like that. It's with Sam Neill,
Yeah,
and it's about a kid he's like a foster kid, and it's a hilarious movie with so many heartwarming moments, so many funny, like ungrounded moments.
Mhm.
But it's also has a really dramatic undertone, and it's like, what happened to just laughing at shit?
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yes,
I haven't seen
that's
that.
a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's got
2016. Oh, Rice
the
Darby, I love him.
the fat kid from Deadpool.
Oh, like the fat kid from
Yeah,
Deadpool
yeah.
2, I think it is.
Yeah,
or-
Deadpool 2.
Oh, okay. All right, I gotta check that out.
That's great.
I did like his.
Also, I just want to say, whoever's listening, I'm also fat. We can say.
He pointed straight across the table at me. It's got that fat kid.
He's got that mic energy.
Am I in this movie?
Hey man, every time you point a finger, there's 3 pointing right bang in you.
There's 3 sausages.
That-
pointing back at me.
I was gonna say all my fingers point to me when I hold the sandwich. So.
Yeah.
Yum, yum,
I don't know if we should get into Fantastic Four was fine. It
Yeah.
was. I don't think it was. I think it's like if you don't know anything about the Fantastic Four, it's probably not for you. But if
It was better than I think the last like 6 years of Marvel.
yeah, it's probably my favorite or the most enjoyed Marvel movie since like Endgame or something for me.
I believe it's supposed to reset their movie universe. So like this is how they're gonna do Secret Wars and other stuff that they're planning.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
I
I
think
got-
this is like their reset button.
I'm not gonna like spoil it, and just in the off chance, because
Well, yeah, this
It's
movie is
still
not from
pretty
1995.
fresh. Yeah,
Don't do
it's
that.
still
yeah.
pretty fresh.
yeah,
It's not Heat from 1996.
yeah,
but-
right. But it's not. It's also like not much to spoil. It's very much like a superhero.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's like
They win.
yeah, good prevails. What a shock. But I really liked it. I actually I like the whole 60s aesthetic and the colors and the yeah. I think we're 20 minutes into the movie, and they're flying around in space, and the Invisible Woman is like cloaking the spaceship, and they're dodging asteroids. And 20 minutes in, I'm like, this is kind of all I really want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm fine with this. Like, you know,
what
like-
they did in the cartoon. So yeah, I also, and we talked about it in the theater. Like it's like analog stuff is dope.
I love analog sci-fi
Yeah.
specifically,
Yeah.
right?
It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Super. Even
Yeah.
like even in Star Wars,
Yeah,
there's
Star Wars.
kind of like an analog vibe to it.
Alien.
And that's what I thought was so cool. Like when they, started like Rogue One, when they brought
Yeah, when they brought that back.
analog kind of aesthetic back to the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like Alien. We were talking yesterday about
Yeah,
Alien. The
the
beginning.
opening to
yeah,
Alien is
yeah.
such
I
like
just watched that
mhm.
because I'm a fucking psychopath and it's kind of creepy. But
Looking
10
forward to the
hours
new
of the
show.
opening of Alien
Yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
let me tank the algorithm with my next thing I'm going to bring up here. Do you guys ever watch Battlestar Galactica?
yeah. I like on and off. I think it was when it was airing, or
Yeah.
I think did it air on TNT?
It was sci-fi.
Oh
yeah.
my god!
But
Yeah,
I think TNT did get reruns at one.
Oh,
point.
I
did
think
it?
I
Yeah.
saw the reruns.
Yeah. And of course we're talking about the remake
Yeah,
show.
Is
yes.
it Jimmy Smits or something? Who's the guy that's in it?
No,
the guy from
Selena's dad.
yeah.
Edward James Olmos.
There we
Yes,
go.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Who I pretend he's my dad in real life. So
What am I gonna do with these kids?
Hello. He's great. He's great in that show. I hate that they make him wear blue eye contact lenses, but that's fine. We'll get over it.
It's the future, bro.
What got me?
it's the future, right? It's the future.
What got me for that show? Because I had a bunch of friends that really wanted to get me to watch it, and I was like, oh, you just don't want to watch anything anymore.
Right.
And what got me was that that because they had to fight this super advanced robot thing, like civilization or army, they had to use a ship with analog technology. And that was like they had
Right.
phones on cords and shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, spool up the FTL drive. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I was like, I'm on board because this is like analog.
Right.
I
Try
was-
and hack me now, bitch.
yeah, exactly. They can't. That's the whole thing. But all
This
right.
video is on a cassette.
Download this PDF on this 8-track.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Battlestar Galactica was a lot of fun. But yeah, man. All right, man. Let's let's get into a little bit of an outro here, I guess.
A little fade out.
Little fade out from the fade in. Every time there's an ad that plays in the movie theater, this has happened like 3 times with me and Tom now, because we saw Superman a couple weeks ago, whenever the fuck that was.
Correct.
And there's an ad for, I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was like a script, and at the very bottom of the ad, right before the movie play, before the trailers, it will show fade out, like written on like, and I'm just kind of.
That's the name of my job.
It came from
They
somewhere.
said it.
I probably shouldn't do that voice. That's a weird voice.
Well,
I'm doing a
now
silly
it is.
man's voice.
That's how I talk. What the
But yeah, man, this is great. I love that films. I think films, and one of the reasons why I went with films with like a comedian was because I think films are just easy. I think it's easy to connect with their audiences and people in general. And I think that there is a direct line, in what you do, which is producing shows. I mean, we produce a show called Dungeons and Dragons, so stick around at 6 o'clock. We're gonna be having a session, and we try to make it as theatrical and dramatic as possible while still juggling humor.
Yeah.
So that's been great. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start bringing this to a close here. And Tom, where can we see you next? What do you got lined up?
Well, I mean, most Fridays and Saturdays you can catch me at any of the Don't Tell Comedy Miami shows that I help the main producer Dean Roshdi with. I've brought him up on the Dunces shows, but yeah, that's where you'll find me. If not there, playing D&D or being on stage playing D&D. That's where my heart is happiest.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
I love it. It was very heartwarming.
Yeah.
I want to say I thought his movie picks were very appropriate for your because I've seen you perform and you are a very funny comedian, quite witty.
Thank you.
And I do like that some of his punchline you don't see them coming. So I'm like, oh, like your movie picks. I was like, because you'll lead the crowd somewhere and then you're like punchline. You're like, oh, nice.
You're like BBC Queen.
There you go. You're like, what?
A little misdirection. A
Yeah.
little Kansas City shuffle.
Yeah, this is so going forward, guys. I'm gonna have people on different art. I have a director lined up. Ooh, look at me. Ooh, it's not Steven Spielberg. I have
Esteban Spielbergo.
yeah,
his Mexican
it's
cousin.
not it's skinny Guillermo del Toro.
Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah, I have an educator coming on. Oh, I mean, though Tom's an educator, but
No, we don't go by that
No.
title anymore.
We
Not
go-
anymore.
No, I'm uneducating people now.
right with your comment.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a musician. That's gonna be a
Oh.
lot of fun.
Artsy.
But yeah, follow.
Tom Foolery. That's TomPhoolery. Tom Foolery on Instagram, or follow an account that Michael and I share, which is the Dunces y Dragons. That's Dungeons and Dragons en español.
Yeah, because English was taken.
Yes.
So yeah,
Damn you, Trump administration.
if you want to follow this show, it's going to be on Instagram at FadeInMC. And if you want to follow me, I will be at Michael Keneal. It's just my name. It's just me.
He's the MC.
It's just me. But this has been a fun first episode. Thank you so much, Tom, for coming.
Thank you,
for being my
having
first
me.
guest. Thank you, Chris, for your help today. And thank you to Jolt Radio for making this happen.
Heck yeah,
Yay.
Joel.
All right. That's been Fade In. I'm Michael Keneal. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.